Welcome back. In today's video, we will delve into the life of a remarkable African leader, Patrice Lumumba. Join us as we explore his early years and the transformative experiences that shaped his journey. Patrice Emery Lumumba was born on July 2, 1925, in Onolua, a small village located in the Kasai region of the Belgian Congo, which is present-day Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lumumba's upbringing took place during a time of immense colonial rule and oppression throughout Africa. Lumumba's father was a farmer and his mother worked as a cook. Despite growing up in modest circumstances, Lumumba displayed remarkable intelligence and leadership qualities from an early age. Lumumba received his early education in a Catholic mission school, where he laid the foundation for his future activism. However, due to the limited opportunities available, he was unable to pursue higher education. Nevertheless, Lumumba's thirst for knowledge and his drive to fight for justice never wavered. Lumumba's early experiences of witnessing the injustices faced by his people under Belgian colonial rule ignited a fire within him. He became determined to fight for the independence and liberation of the Congolese people. In his early 20s, Lumumba moved to the capital city of Leopoldville, now known as Kinshasa, in search of better opportunities. There, he initially worked as a postal clerk. However, his involvement in trade unions exposed him to the realities of the Congolese working class and further fueled his political consciousness. Lumumba was deeply influenced by Pan-African ideas and the writings of prominent African leaders such as Marcus Garvey and Kwame Nkrumah. He became an avid reader, immersing himself in the history of African resistance against colonialism. In 1958, Lumumba co-founded the Congolese National Movement, MNC, a political party that aimed to unite and mobilize the Congolese people in their struggle for independence. Lumumba's powerful oratory skills and his ability to connect with the masses quickly made him a prominent figure within the movement. The year 1960 marked a significant turning point in Lumumba's life and the history of the Congo. On June 30, the Belgian Congo gained independence, and Lumumba, with his resounding support among the Congolese people, was elected as the first prime minister. Lumumba's ascension to power was a moment of hope and promise for a nation eager to chart its own course. He envisioned a unified and prosperous Congo, free from the shackles of colonialism. However, his time in office was plagued by numerous challenges. The newly independent Congo faced internal and external obstacles, including political instability, regional secessionist movements, and interference from foreign powers seeking to exploit the country's resources. Despite these challenges, Lumumba remained committed to his democratic ideals and his vision of a united Congo. He fought against the forces of division and worked tirelessly to establish a stable and independent nation. Internally, within the Congo, Lumumba faced opposition from various political rivals and factions.
Belgium, the former colonial power, had a strong interest in maintaining control over the Congo's vast resources. Lumumba's pursuit of nationalization and his calls for independence threatened Belgian economic interests. Belgian officials, including those within the intelligence services and diplomatic corps, viewed Lumumba as a dangerous figure and actively worked to undermine his government.
The United States, concerned about Lumumba's perceived alignment with the Soviet Union and his calls for African unity, saw him as a threat to Western interests in the region. Particularly the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, played a significant role in the events leading up to Lumumba's assassination. The CIA provided financial and logistical support to Congolese factions opposed to Lumumba, including Mobutu and other anti-Lumumba politicians. There is evidence to suggest that the U.S. was involved in discussions regarding Lumumba's fate. Some reports indicate that the CIA explored options to either capture or assassinate Lumumba. However, the exact extent of direct U.S. involvement in the assassination remains a subject of debate, and definitive evidence linking the U.S. The execution itself has not been conclusively established. In January 1961, Lumumba was captured by forces loyal to Mobutu and transported to Katanga, where he was handed over to Belgian-backed secessionist forces. Lumumba endured brutal treatment, including beatings and humiliation. Finally, on January 17, 1961, Lumumba was executed by a firing squad. While several individuals and groups have been identified as key players in Lumumba's assassination, the full extent of the individuals involved and their precise roles may never be completely known. The assassination plot involved a complex network of internal and external actors, driven by a combination of political ambitions, economic interests, and Cold War dynamics. The international response to the assassination of Patrice Lumumba was varied and complex. The news of Lumumba's brutal murder shocked the world and sparked outrage among many who saw it as a grave violation of human rights and an attack on the principles of self-determination and decolonization. Lumumba's assassination triggered protests and demonstrations in various parts of the world, particularly in Africa, where he was seen as a symbol of African independence and unity. People took to the streets, expressing their anger and demanding justice for Lumumba. Many countries, including those in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, condemned the assassination and called for an international investigation into the events surrounding his death. The United Nations was actively engaged in the Congo crisis during this period. United Nations Secretary-General Dag Hammarskjöld, who had previously worked closely with Lumumba, expressed deep shock and condemned the assassination. The United Nations established a commission to investigate the circumstances of Lumumba's death, although its findings were inconclusive and lacked full international support. Despite public outrage, some Western governments, including Belgium and the United States, initially downplayed their involvement in Lumumba's assassination. They denied any direct responsibility and instead the internal complexities and divisions within the Congo. However, over time, evidence emerged indicating Western involvement, leading to increased scrutiny and criticism. Lumumba's assassination turned him into a martyr and a symbol of the struggles faced by post-colonial African nations. His death elevated his status as an influential leader who fought for the rights of his people. Lumumba's vision of a unified and independent Africa continued to resonate, inspiring future generations of African leaders and activists. The legacy of Lumumba's assassination had far-reaching consequences for the Congo and the broader African continent. The political turmoil and power struggles that followed his death led to decades of instability, corruption, and conflict within the country. It also highlighted the continued influence of external powers in African affairs, shaping regional politics and resource exploitation. And that brings us to the end of today's video on the early life of Patrice Lumumba. We hope you found this glimpse into his formative years insightful, and that it sparked your interest in learning more about this remarkable historical figure. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.